So hi and hello. Welcome to this channel named Code Exploration. As per the name, we will explore the code, that is, we will take a problem and then we will code it with the help of the Java programming language. Now, before going to the problem, let me put some conditions. The first condition is I will not teach what is Java and its concepts. I will straight away start solving the problem. The second condition will be I will show you the simplest and brute force approach, very basic, and then I will try to come up with the optimized version. Now, let me clear something about this point. There may be a chance that a particular problem has more optimized approach, but if I don't explain it in that video itself, have some patience because I will teach you in the later video. Now, I highly recommend that after seeing the question, pause the video and try to come up with your own idea to solve the problem. This will enhance your problem solving skill. So that's it about it. Let's get started. So the first question is, given an array of n element, we have to count the elements that has at least one element greater than itself. Now let me explain you this question with the example. Let's say we have an array that has the element as 1, 6, 3, 9, 5, 8, 2, 10 and 4. Let me give the indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if we see the first two elements, now 6 is greater than 1. So, here 6 is greater than 1. So, 1 will be the output. Why 1? Because in these two elements, one element is smaller. Now, if we take first three element, then 6 is the largest element here and 1 and 3 are smaller, so answer will be 2. Now if we take the first 4 element, then here the 9 is the largest element and 1, 6, 3 are the smallest element. Similarly, if we take first 5 element, then here also the element 9 is greater than 1, 6, 3 and 5. So answer will be 4. Now if you consider the whole array, here the largest element is 10 and the length of the array is 9. So if we subtract 1 from 9, then the answer will be 8. So there are 8 elements which are smaller than 10. Now let me take another example. Here the element will be -7, 2, 10, -5, 10 again, 3, -3, 9, -8 and -1. So pause the video and see what will be your answer. So here the maximum element is 10 and we have 2 tens here, and here the length of the array is 9 also. So there are almost 7 elements which are less than 10. How 7? Now the length of the array is 9 and if we subtract 9 minus 2, then we will get 7. So this 2 is the count of the maximum element, that is 2 tens are present here. Now let me give Another example, A has 4, 4, 4, 4 and 4. Now again pause the video and try to solve the problem. So here the maximum element is 4 and none of the elements are lesser than 4. So answer will be 0. Now if you observe, solution will be get the maximum element from the array, then count the frequency of the maximum element, and subtract count of the maximum element from the length of the array. So the algorithm will be for I equals to 1, I is less than n, I plus plus. Now here we will initialize the max element as array of 0. Now if you know something about the programming, you will know how to find the maximum element from an array. If max is less than a of I, then we will update the maximum element. From here we are getting the maximum element. Now we have to count the frequency of the maximum element. Again we will use the for loop. I is less than n, I plus plus. Now here n is nothing but the length of the array. If max equals to a of I, then we will count, increment the maximum. Now we will return or print length minus count of maximum element. So this will be the answer. Here is the to-do task for you. Try to come up with the approach that we get a maximum element and its count in a single for loop. So now let's jump to the programming part. Now let's initialize the array int a of I. Elements of array will be -7, 2, 10, -5, 10, -3, 9, -8 and -1. Now we have seen this example, so the answer will be count length of the array minus the frequency of the maximum element. That will be length of the array here is 9 and the count of the maximum element is 2. So 9 minus 2 will be 7. Now let's initialize some variables. I for the for loop, length, that will take the length of the array, max, that will hold the maximum element initially the maximum element will be a of 0, and the last, that is count of max, that is frequency of the maximum element, that will be initially 0. Now we will find the maximum element. If max is less than a of I, then we will update the max element. Now here we will count the frequency of the maximum element. For I equals to 0, I is less than I plus plus. If a of I equals to max, then we will increment the count max. Now finally we will print the answer, length minus count max. Now let's run the code. There is an error. Yes, the answer is 7. Now the time complexity of this problem is, for finding the maximum element, it is taking n time. For finding the count of the maximum element, also taking n time. So n plus n equals to 2n. So the time complexity will be order of n.